Good afternoon. Kia ora. Distinguished guests, including Mayor Paula Southgate, Waikato Museum Director Liz Cotton, thank you, the lead advisor for the Race Relations Commission, Commissioner Rachel O'Connor, the Holocaust Center for New Zealand's representative Moshi Moore, survivors, family of survivors, distinguished guests, thank you all so much for inviting me here today. It's an honor to represent the U.S. Consulate, the ambassador to New Zealand, the U.S. mission in New Zealand and Samoa, to commemorate International Holocaust Remembrance Day. This year, the commemoration event is focused on the theme of resistance. In the United States, every January, we honor an individual who resisted the status quo and fought for freedom, justice, human rights in our country. That would be the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Our lives begin to end the day we begin." I'm going to start that again. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. We know that millions of Jews, as well as the Roma, Sinti, Slavs, disabled persons, LGBTQ+ individuals, and many others were among those murdered by the Nazis during the Holocaust. Unfortunately, I can't think of no other international event that is surrounded by so much distortion and denial. When our Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, gave his first public remarks, he shared his personal experience as a stepson of a Holocaust survivor and emphasized that Holocaust issues remain high on his agenda. It's no accident that people who seek to create instability and undermine democracy often try to cast doubt on the Holocaust. He said on the commemoration of last year's International Remembrance Day. That's why it's so important that we speak the truth about the past, to protect the facts when others try to distort or trivialize Holocaust crimes. It's important to seek justice for the survivors and their families. Sadly, Holocaust distortion, which excuses, minimizes, or misrepresents the known historical record of the Holocaust, is becoming increasingly widespread today. This distortion is often left unchecked and is a dangerous first step towards more radical forms of antisemitism, conspiracy theories, and anti-democratic behavior. When left unchecked, we minimize the individuals and the families that were horrifically impacted. These people that are not just numbers or statistics, but we're living, breathing, feeling human beings. It's our moral obligation to work together to expose the lies and spread the truth. We know that Holocaust distortion harms our democracies, normalizes anti-Semitism, and fuels extremism. In the United States, we are taking action towards resisting these distortions. For example, the new U.S.-Germany dialogue on Holocaust issues is coordinating action to counter instances of disinformation. The Secretary of State has also announced a new quarterly series of exchange programs on Holocaust distortion and denial, now in development with the Department of State. On this day last year, President Biden said, "When hatred goes unchecked, and when the checks and balances in government and society that protect fundamental freedoms are lost, violence and mass atrocities can result." The United States will continue to champion justice for Holocaust survivors and their heirs. We are committed to helping build a world in which the lessons of the Holocaust are taught and in which all human lives are valued. Now, thinking back on those words by Martin Luther King Jr., our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. We very proudly and loudly proclaim today that remembering the Holocaust matters, truth matters, and resisting false narratives is our duty to uphold. For those of us in the United States government, our resistance is countering Holocaust distortion and denial. I thank you very much for inviting me here today to share just my few thoughts on this. Kerakoto, terakoto, teratato, kato. Thank you so much.